again there for another conversation with ChatGPT. ChatGPT, are you ready for another conversation? Today, I will discuss very interesting topic, which is about how to set boundaries in a relationship and stay true to yourself. Are you ready for that?
Walaikum assalam. Absolutely, I'm ready and excited for our conversation. Setting boundaries in relationships is such an important topic. Let's dive into it and explore how to maintain healthy boundaries while staying true to yourself.
Yes, of course. I would like to ask some questions. First one, what personal values matter most to me, and how do they shape the boundaries I need?
That's a great starting point. Personal values really form the foundation of any boundary. For example, if respect, honesty, and trust are top values for you, then your boundaries will reflect those principles. They help you to determine what's acceptable and what isn't in your interactions and relationships.
Thank you so much for your useful insights. Now, I would like to ask, when do I usually feel drained or uncomfortable in relationship, and what does that tell me about limits I should set?
That's an insightful question. Usually, feeling drained or uncomfortable can signal that your boundaries are being crossed or that certain values aren't being respected. It's a clue that you might need to set clear limits, whether it's about time, emotional energy, or personal space. Paying attention to those feelings helps you understand where and how to draw those boundaries effectively.
Thank you so much for giving me very useful insight. Now, I want to now another question: how can I communicate a boundary clearly without sounding defensive?
That's a great question. The key is to be clear and direct while staying calm and respectful. You can use I statements to express how you feel and what you need, like I feel overwhelmed when, or I need some personal space too. This way, you're focusing on your own experience rather than placing blame. It's also helpful to be consistent and kind and to reinforce that your intention is to maintain a healthy and respectful relationship.
Thank you so much for that. Now I want to know, how do I handle guilt when I enforce a boundary? Explain with research or real life example, or elaborate 3 to 5 minutes.
Absolutely. That's a really common experience. Feeling guilt when setting boundaries often comes from a place of wanting to please others or fearing conflict. However, it's important to remember that boundaries are essential for healthy relationships and your well being. One way to handle that guilt is to remind yourself that setting boundaries is a form of self care and not selfishness. Research shows that healthy boundaries can actually improve relationships by fostering mutual respect and understanding. A practical tip is to validate your own feelings and practice self compassion. For example, if you feel guilty after saying no, acknowledge that it's normal, but also remind yourself that you're prioritizing your well being. Over time, with practice, that guilt diminishes. In real life, many people, including professionals, experience this. For instance, a therapist might need to set boundaries with clients to avoid burnout. And though it might initially feel uncomfortable, it ultimately leads to healthier, more sustainable interactions. So with time, patience, and practice, handling that guilt becomes much easier.
Thank you so much for giving me useful insights. Now I want to know, how can I stay consistent with my boundaries while being flexible and open to connection?
That's a fantastic question. Staying consistent with your boundaries while remaining flexible and open is definitely a balance. One way to do this is to clearly communicate your boundaries from the start and let people know the reasons behind them. This transparency helps others understand and respect your limits. It's also helpful to regularly check in with yourself and assess whether your boundaries still align with your values and needs. If certain situations change, it's okay to adjust your boundaries thoughtfully. At the same time, being flexible means being open to new perspectives and willing to adapt when it's healthy to do so. It's about finding that sweet spot where you stay true to yourself, but also remain open and understanding towards others. Ultimately, consistency and flexibility both come from a place of self awareness and compassion.
Thank you so much for explaining very effectively. Now I want to know uh, another thing uh, which is relevant to my topic.
Of
How
course,
do I respond when someone react poorly to a boundary I express?
that's a really important aspect to consider. When someone reacts poorly to a boundary, it's key to remain calm and composed. You can gently reiterate your boundary, focusing on the importance of mutual respect. It's also helpful to listen to their concerns and acknowledge their feelings without compromising your own needs. If the reaction is intense or confrontational, it's okay to set a boundary around how you communicate as well. Sometimes it's best to give both parties some space and revisit the conversation later when emotions have settled. Ultimately, staying consistent, maintaining empathy, and knowing when to seek support are all essential steps. All right, no problem at all. Just let me know whenever it's convenient for you. I understand you have 3 pending interviews, and once those are done, you'll be able to settle into your routine more comfortably. Just take it one step at a time, and everything will fall into place.
Uh, Hello, ChatGPT. I want to discuss what role does self react play in limits I set with others. Explain.
Absolutely. Self awareness plays a huge role in the boundaries we set. When you have a deep understanding of your own values, needs, and triggers, you can establish clearer and healthier limits with others. It also helps you recognize when a boundary is being tested or crossed, and it empowers you to respond appropriately. In addition, self awareness allows you to be consistent with your boundaries and adapt them when necessary without feeling guilty or overstepping. Ultimately, the more self aware you are, the more effectively you can communicate and maintain healthy relationships.
Thank you so much for giving me very effective insights.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help. If you have any more questions or need further insights, just let me know. Always happy to chat.
Yes, in professional life, I kindly relate my topic with professional life.
Absolutely. In professional life, self awareness and clear boundaries are crucial for maintaining productivity, reducing burnout, and fostering a healthy work environment. Being self aware helps you understand your strengths, limits, and triggers, which in turn allows you to set healthy boundaries with colleagues and supervisors. For example, knowing when to say no to additional tasks or setting clear expectations around availability can prevent overwhelm and ensure balanced workload. It also builds respect and trust among team members. In essence, the more you understand yourself, the more effectively you can communicate your needs and maintain professional boundaries that lead to a more fulfilling and sustainable work life.
ChatGPT, thank you for now. I would like to join with another conversation and other interesting topic. Thank you for now.
You're very